You ever see one of those ads online? The ones promising a new life, a great job in a country like, say, somewhere in Europe? And you kind of wonder, what's the real story here? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're breaking down this work permit offer for Albania. We're going to go through it piece by piece to see what's really on the table. So, right off the bat, the ad hits you with this big, powerful promise. It's not just about a job, right? It's about opportunity, culture, growth. It's selling a whole dream, this idea that you can be part of a nation that's really on the move. This is the hook, and it's a good one. It's designed to make you start imagining the possibilities. Okay, but let's get real for a second. Beyond that big, exciting vision, what are the actual, on-the-ground details of this offer? We need to peel back the layers here and get to the heart of what this opportunity is really about. All right, so first things first, the job offer. Before we dive into benefits or contracts or anything else, we have to answer the most important question. What kind of work are we even talking about here? And the ad is super specific here, which honestly is a good thing. It's not vague at all. They're looking for people in 5 main areas: general labor, construction, hotel and hospitality, cleaning and housekeeping, and folks for the factory or wood industry. So right away, you get a really clear idea of the sectors that need people. So we've got the job titles right, but what would your life actually look like day to day? This is where we move past the job listings and into the daily reality of it all, the terms, the hours, the benefits that are going to shape your whole experience there. So let's start with the question anyone would ask first. What's the workday like? And here it is, plain and simple, an 8-hour day. It's a really basic but super crucial detail. It sets a clear standard baseline for what you're committing to each day. No surprises, no guesswork there. Now, let's talk benefits. And this chart lays it out so clearly. The employer's providing some major essentials. They're covering your accommodation, they'll pick you up from the airport, and they'll provide food during your work hours. But, and this is a big but, you're on your own for food outside of work. That is a critical piece of information for budgeting. So, how long are we talking here? Is this like a forever thing? Not exactly. The whole deal is based on a fixed-term contract. And that initial contract is for 1 year. That gives both you and the employer a very clear set timeline for the whole arrangement, right from the start. But, and this is a really important detail, the ad also says the contract is renewable. So that opens the door for a much longer stay if things are going well. It's not necessarily a one-and-done kind of deal. Okay, so you're thinking about it. You're interested. How long is this whole process going to take from the moment you apply to the moment you might actually start working? And boom, they give you a clear answer: 2 months. That's the estimated processing time. For anyone seriously planning a big move like this, that's a key piece of info. It gives you a concrete timeline to work with. All right, so let's say you're leaning in, you're interested. What do you actually need to have ready to go to even apply? Let's break down the specific requirements. They break the process down into 2 pretty simple steps, which is nice. First, you get all your documents together. Second, you fill out the application form. Seems straightforward enough. And for that first step, here's the checklist. It's pretty standard stuff for this kind of application. You're going to need a copy of your passport's main page, a passport-style photo with a white background, and, of course, your updated CV. Okay, so we've looked at all the little pieces. We've looked at the jobs, the hours, the benefits, the timeline. Let's step back for a second and look at the whole picture. What does this all add up to? And really, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the big, inspiring promise, a fresh start, a new life in Europe. And on the other hand, you have the very concrete terms, a 1-year renewable contract for specific types of labor, with a very clearly defined set of benefits and responsibilities. This is where the dream meets the reality of the deal. And to wrap it all up, the ad makes its final pitch by highlighting how transparent it is. It's basically saying, look, there's no guesswork here, no tricks, just a straightforward, legal way to come and work. And that brings us right to the final question, which is really the only one that matters. The ad calls itself a clear pathway. So after looking at everything, the big promise, the actual jobs, the daily terms, the requirements, you have to ask yourself, does this very specific opportunity line up with what you're looking for? Is this the right pathway for you? And that right there is the real takeaway.